Welcome to the Unknown Updates, a monthly series that explores a diverse range of news, updates, topics, and releases across various areas of entertainment, fandoms, and hobbies. Since we're covering so many different topics, this series will focus on the aspects I care most about. After all, if I tried to cover everything, we'd be here for hours. The goal of this series is to keep you updated on various news and topics and hopefully introduce you to new fandoms, hobbies, different forms of entertainment, and communities you might not have encountered before. Since we'll be skipping some details and information on each topic I cover, I encourage you to do your own research to learn more about each topic we discuss. Remember, treat this as a gateway, not a one-stop shop. And time codes are found in the description below.
So, I don't know where I'm going to place this part of the video. I just want to say that this year has been a very erratic year for me, with crap happening, with me having to go back and forth to the doctor. Nothing serious, I'm totally healthy, but just so many things happening, trying to apply for jobs, and not really getting them. I did a lot of that this year. This year has been a very erratic year, and that's one thing I will say. It's been very erratic. But so the reason why I'm doing this and why I'm talking like this now, I want to apologize because this section is going to be very raw. I'm going to do very little editing, if any, because I'm going to make an announcement about this series going forward that as of this video, I'm putting this series on hiatus. Basically, I'm going to stop it, and I don't want to say wash my hands of it, but I just need to get away from this series, and I'll explain why. But like I said earlier, first thing I want to say, that's part of the reason why I've been kind of iffy with this is just because I just been doing so many things, but I'm looking for jobs, whether I have things or gigs I gotta go do, or whether I had medical issues. It's just always something that happened. But the big reason why I am putting this series on hiatus has nothing to do with all that stuff. It's just because I'm not putting the effort or dedicating the time that I feel that is necessary to make the series work. And because of that, I decided to say, I need to stop this, take some time away, and retool it. Because I'm really not happy about what's happening here. And the fact that I'm not putting in the effort that I need to is the reason why, yes, I'm going to go ahead and just drop this series and, focus on my other videos on this channel. So again, I'm not going away. You're still going to get videos and content. But I would tell you that what I was saying at the beginning was the reason why things have been erratic on this channel, why I haven't been here, was just because something was going on, medical issues, whatever. And so it always kind of, took me away. And then sometimes I just, after going through it, either I just wasn't really feeling good, so I didn't want to work on some of the stuff on this channel. So that's why, things have been kind of erratic. Like I said, nothing bad. I'm good, fully healthy. I mean, even now, something else came up, and now I gotta go deal with that. Even though it has nothing to do with me, I'm good, but it has something to do with somebody else. So yeah, I gotta go take care of that because that just came out the blue. Like I said, this year's just always been something, and that's one thing I'll say about this year is it's always been something. So first thing I'm going to do, because of all those issues, is I'm gonna get myself back in shape. That's the one thing I'm gonna start working on. I have been eating a lot better, and that's been helpful, but I need to start getting mobile again. So that's something I'm going to change. But beyond that, back to this series. So let me tell you what the series is about. I know you're hearing the intro every time I do it, but yeah, let me just explain what the series is. So what the series was supposed to be, which again, it's one of the reasons why I'm not happy, because I'm not doing a good job at this. This was supposed to be a series where if something goes on when it comes to news and things that are happening in gaming or entertainment, I want to use this channel. I mean, I'll use this series to give you my 2 cents, but I realize I'm just not doing a good job at that if I did it at all. So I wasn't really happy about that. That's a big reason why I decided to put this on hiatus, because again, it's not doing what I want to do. Although there's some things I like about it and there's some things I dislike. You know, let's kind of go through it real quick. Like I said, sorry, this is going to be raw, doing this off the top of my head, but yeah, just running through it. So what I love what I did. One, I do like that I had interchangeable topics. Like I never had the same topics. I kind of like that in a way. You know, so you kind of never know what you're going to get, because some of these topics or sections, there's not a lot of news or nothing really big going on, so there's really no point of talking about them. So I like that. I like that little mid graphic. Although the problem with those, like that little graphic where I forgot what it's called, but basically where I point out which section you're in when it comes to the video. Yeah, that needs to be redone, because that thing is huge and I kind of need to re-edit it and redo that part, because yeah, it tends to kind of screw up basically the rendering process. So I kind of gotta, you know, work on that. I need to fix that. Each section that I go through, I mean, let me see, like I hate the way I did the anime section. Like I said, I did one really bad, but that needs to be improved severely bad. I hate how long some of these topics were. Again, this series was only supposed to be 30 minutes and it's going almost an hour on some of these episodes that I do, and it shouldn't be going on that long. So I need to figure out how to cut the time down. I keep forgetting to talk about, or at least touch on, the games that are coming out every month, which is what I was supposed to do, and I did a bad job at that. I used to look up PlayStation Plus, you know, and that's kind of where I actually did a standalone video. That's kind of the beginning of this series, but that kind of fell through because PlayStation didn't really announce a lot of their game releases on time. So I just kind of, you know, just blew that part up. The TCG section, my friend was going to take that over, but then life things happened with him, so that's why you don't hear from him. Although his one video actually did well, and, you know, I would hope to get him back on, but I feel like if he wants to do that, I think it would be better for him to do standalone videos instead of put it in unknown updates. It just doesn't work. But yeah, like and then, yeah, that's the reason why I even stopped doing the TCG one, because even though I played a lot of cards, I just didn't take the time that was needed to kind of like look into everything. So like, and my friend said he would take it over every now and again, and I just thought that worked perfectly. But then yeah, just life happened with him, and that's why he's not here. That's why you don't really hear from him anymore. He just has life things going on. So that kind of screwed up those plans. The two things that I want to say that I do that I appreciate, I do it for a reason, I'll just say here. One is the hobby section, or I put the Gundam section. And I probably should expand it to a lot more of my hobbies than just me doing Gundam building. But the reason why I do that is because, you know, I wanted to showcase where, you know, if you're wondering, hey, where do you get this or where do you get that? Because I know when I do my live streams, people ask me, you know, where do you buy your kits from? Well, that was a place where you could see the kits that I'm into, the ones I would like to buy, and this is where you could get them at. You know, that was the point, just to kind of help you out. And also, like I said, to build interest. That's the big reason why I did this series too, and why I talk about so many subjects, because I understand that not everybody's going to be into the same thing that I am, or that everybody else is, and I'm into so many different things that I want to go ahead and just, you know, like I said, this was supposed to be a gateway channel. It's supposed to go here, get some quick information, and, you know, the point was to be like, I would like to try that out, I never heard about this. So, you know, if you're an anime fan, but you don't really know, you know, build kits, hopefully you'll watch the series, you'll watch the anime section, because again, that's why I had a time code, so you could just go to where you want to. That was the plan. But, you know, you can also check out the other content like, so you does mobile games? Hey, this game looks pretty tight. I'll try it. Let me download it, see how it is. Or, hey, I never thought about building Gundams. Let me try it. Maybe I'll order one and see how it is. So that's what the point, that's the other part was this was supposed to be a gateway. And the last one I want to talk about that I was kind of happy with, I'm not happy with how long it was, and I kind of want to retool that, was when I go out and talk about cons. And the reason why that's important to me because before the pandemic, I used to go to a lot of cons. I mean, a lot. Well, I should say cons and an assortment of events. And that's where I got to meet people, have, you know, long-lasting friends, and I just kind of want to open that up for my community, you know, because I know, I don't know if it was on this channel, but I know it's on a live stream that I did, and they were asking me, you know, where do I go meet people? I'm like, dang, that's a good question. And for me, and that's the one that I've always said, you know, if you want to go out and do something, you know, you got to go to the places where they're at. And I know some people ask me about, you know, where can I find people? Where can I go to meet people? And that's kind of why I did that section, was to be like, hey, you know, this is how I went out and met people and had longtime friends and did a lot. Was I went to cons and I went to events and got to meet people. And if you're part of this channel and into the stuff that I'm into when it comes to this channel, well, these are some events that you can check out that you might be able to see or talk to like-minded people that are into some of the things that you're into or I'm into on this channel. And that's something I want to, you know, help out. The one that I wish I would have done more was I would like to go back out there and go to more events. I just haven't been able to because the finances ain't in a good place right now. I'll be real with you. But even if I can't go, I could tell you where you can go or where I've been to. You could check it out for yourself and meet people, and hopefully things work out. You know, that's my hope. The big thing, like I said, this is a community-based channel, and you know, part of the things I try to do when I do content from time to time is I try to, you know, help you out. Well, I try to help out who needs it. You know, wherever which way, in my own way. You know, I try to put things out there, little things just to kind of, you know, help y'all out if you're just trying to figure out things. Like I said, I don't have all the answers, but hopefully with some of the content I do, I or people on this channel can point you into the right direction. You know, like I said, I am trying to make this a more community-based channel. Don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna make the decision and do the content that I want to do. But I definitely, you know, but I also, you know, try to do things to, you know, help y'all out, to leave little things that y'all can do something with in a way, you know, and I try to integrate that in ways in some of the content that I do, even especially when it comes to this. So that's kind of the reason why I do this series. But again, this series was not supposed to be almost 45 to an hour long. This was only supposed to be at the longest 30 minutes. I was supposed to get you in, talk about what I gotta talk about, and then get you out. And that's why I had to make it so much about kind of it had to be catered around me, because if I just talked about it in general, this series would be so freaking long. I will be here for almost 2-3 hours, and I don't think anybody wants to sit down and, you know, watch a video like this for 2 to 3 hours. So that's why I had to cater it around me and what I like. But, you know, after, you know, sitting down, I mean, even this video right here, this video is being worked on 2 days before it's supposed to be out. And I've been doing that a lot over the past couple of months, and I haven't really been happy about that. And the fact that I'm not putting as much time into the series that I would like is the reason why this series needs to go on hiatus, because I want to retool it. I want to fix a lot of issues that I really think that needs to be fixed, because I really think that this series can actually be a lot better and a lot more, and, you know, get you to the point a lot quicker. And I want to, you know, take the time and work on that and get that right before I come back to this series. Now, I did do a pretty good job, because at least when it came to my editor and when I do this series, I kind of got that all organized, and it's pretty much perfect. I just think I would make one more change. But yeah, that's why I just want to stop and just, rethink how I do this series and retool it and then come back to it. And I may come back with a different name. Like I tell y'all, this is a tentative title. Unknown Updates, what's supposed to be the title of this series. But again, if you like it, I'll keep the name. Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, because of that, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this series on hiatus, because this series, there needs to be a lot, for me, I should say, I need to put a lot more time, a lot more care into the series than I do now. I mean, heck, I used to do YouTube recommendation. I used to love doing those just to give y'all some videos that you could check out. But yeah, especially because I guess YouTube is changing too. So I kind of want to see what it's changing into and see if I can fit into that new YouTube, or what's going to happen with that. So yeah, so that's another thing too that I'm just kind of looking into, just kind of watching from afar. But these are just some of my thoughts, and I just wanted to go ahead and just be kind of open, very little editing, and just tell you why I'm just putting this series on hiatus and just leaving it alone for a while. Now again, I'm still going to do videos. I do it every year, and again, you're going to expect to see that literally the first January 1st of 2026. I will be doing basically a channel overview and just kind of give you some updates on the plan and what the goals are for the channel on the upcoming year. I do that every January 1st. I do one of those where I just tell you about the account, I tell you about the YouTube channel, what our plans are, what we hope to hit, what the goals are. So expect that January 1st. And like I said, right now I'm going to be focusing on just standalone videos. I'm actually currently working on a lot of videos right now. I just gotta, most of them, it's just the voices recorded. I just gotta put all the video clips on there, that's what takes a lot of time. Because as January is when I do a bunch of content drops. I do a lot of account overviews, a lot of my gacha game overviews, a lot of Gundam kits that, like I said, I'll go more into detail about that, on the account overview. But that's why I drop a lot of videos. It's usually January, even though it's probably more recommended I do it in December. And I got some videos coming out in December. But yeah, but at the end of the day, this series just needs to go on hiatus until I can really focus on it and get it right. So again, because again, I didn't really ever do this series. Don't get me wrong, I want people to watch it, and I do want it to get a lot of views. But even if I wasn't getting any views on this, I was always planning on continuing to do this series. And that's because, I want to make sure the information is out there. So if you're, trying to get something asked, well, that's what the series is for. And even if I get 2 views or 12 views, let's say, all my other videos, I get, 100,000 views. I would still keep doing this series on this channel. If those are getting 100,000, this was getting 12, because the whole entire point was, to inform you, to kind of tell you, talk about the entertainment news, how I feel about it, but also to, to inform you and hopefully, give you some information that may help you out with whatever you're looking for. So, and that's why, I never plan on stopping this series, but the one thing that will make me stop doing a series like that or anything is I'm not happy with it, because I'm not putting the effort into it that's necessary, that I deem is necessary for me to be happy with the video, And when I think about it and I'm just looking at what I've been doing when I do this series, I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me just stop it for a while. And let me go ahead and go back and retool it and then come back. So don't get me wrong, I'm still doing videos. I'm not going anywhere, but when it comes to the Unknown Updates, this series is going on hiatus. This is the last video you're going to see for a while. And then when I figure out the direction I want to go with this series, heck, I may even call it something different. But once I get that figured out, I'm definitely going to come back to it. And yeah, and you're definitely going to get, at least I hope, a better experience than what you're getting now. So I do want to thank y'all if y'all ever checked out this series and watched the entire thing, because I understand this is a big undertaking. And for anybody who took the time to watch this entire thing, I want to thank y'all. Even if you're watching just a section, I want to thank y'all. Even to the people who only gave this series a chance, thank you. And if this is your first time coming to this channel and this is your first video that you saw, I want to thank you for checking out this first video. And I hope that you hit a subscribe button, because again, I still have a lot more I plan on doing. This is, like I said, the content on this channel is not going to end. It's just this series is going to go on hiatus. But with that being said, you know, I'm going to go ahead and get up. Well, depending on where I place this, either I'm going to get up out of here. And with that being said, I hope you go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And if you're not subscribed, and if you are, you know, just stick around, because again, we're going to have a lot more videos coming back for y'all. For sure, that's going to happen. And if I place this at the beginning, well then, at this point, let's go ahead and check out the last couple of sections for this series. So now we're in December. I just wanted to showcase the games that are coming out for the month of December. As you see, you can see the list right there on screen. The only two that really stand out to me is Marvel Cosmic Invasion and Octopath Traveler. Even though I never played that, I heard a lot of good things about that series. But yeah, so this is it for the month of December. If you're interested in any of these games, make sure to check it out. And yeah, that's all I really got for you right for now. By the time this video comes out, it's going to be Cyber Monday. And I thought I'll go ahead and tell you some of my websites I go to find some pretty good deals on products. Now, not every website that I show is going to have a Cyber Monday deal, but at least if you're into a lot of things that you might like on this channel, I'm just going to let you know where I find my products or find my deals if you're looking for them. And first, we'll start off with Tech Bargains, which this isn't really a place where you can buy things at, but this is a really cool place where you can find deals on different things, computers, games. I've used this site for years. Now, it doesn't show everything. It does miss a lot of things, but for the most part, if you're looking for something like particularly computer stuff, and usually around this time, they're pretty good at showing you deals on video game stuff, I would say check out Tech Bargains. Next one, which again, the website's not the same like it used to be, but I still want to shout it out, which is called Cheap Ass Gamer. So this is a good site if you're looking for video game deals, especially at this time, because normally in their forums, they usually have a section for Black Friday deals or Cyber Monday. So this is a good place to go to if you're looking for deals at different stores. So as you see right here, there's a list. I just wanted to keep this up. But yeah, it's definitely not the same, but it is a pretty good place if you're looking for quick deals. For people who are into PC gaming, Newegg is a really great site. I've used this one for years also. The rumor I've been hearing though, that this may be the last time you'll be able to get computer components for cheap, because I guess after this time, the prices are going to start going up. So make sure, if you can afford to, take advantage of this time. Gundam Planet, this is a place where I go to buy a lot of my kits. Right now, they're having a Black Friday deal, which is still going on. I actually was about to get the Wing Zero real grade from here, but the problem is that the shipping is kind of a little too high, so it kind of places the price above where I'm willing to pay. But yeah, Gundam Planet I would probably recommend if you're looking for a pretty cool place to buy model kits, especially for Cyber Monday, because they do have a deal. Now, this is my little secret, but I'm hoping that they get the Wing Zero real grade in, because Michaels, they have deals on kits all the time, and very good deals where they'll have it 40% off, 30% off. Actually, you know what? I'll tell you a secret. This is where I bought my new Gundam real grade from, because it was on sale. So you see right now it's 40% off. Well, when I purchased mine, it was $29.99. And so it had a great deal. That's why I say, like, they don't have too many kits go through here, but when they do, you can get a lot of the higher price kits. Kind of my little secret, but I'm letting you know about it. If you want to buy Gundam kits for an amazing deal, I recommend just pay attention to Michaels. They never really have a big selection, but hopefully they'll bring your favorites in. Again, I'm hoping that they bring in Wing Zero real grade. Once they do that, I'm definitely probably going to buy it from here because they always have discounts on kits. So Michaels, pay attention. USA Gundam Store, which is where I got a lot of my kits. My only issue with the USA Gundam Store is the shipping fee. It gets a little pricey because, again, this was another place where I was thinking about buying the Wing Zero real grade because it was on sale. But again, the shipping costs, it makes it just too above my budget. That's why I can't do it. But I do recommend this store because they're pretty good when it comes to Gundam kits. Of course, I gotta go ahead and talk about the P Bondi store, which I don't think they have any Cyber Monday deals going on, but this is a place where I get a lot of my exclusive kits. If you're looking for like some of those kits like the Gundam 9 I just built, I got it from the P Bondi store. Again, these kits can be pretty pricey, but if you want those, but if you're looking for those rare exclusive kits that you can't find, they're probably here on P Bondi. I also want to add a bonus one, and this is called the Burbank House of Hobbies. I see that they had a website, so I wanted to shout them out because this was the shop I used to go to when I used to work in Burbank to buy a lot of my Gundam kits. And you could find some good prices on kits at the store from time to time. So I just wanted to go ahead and shout them out because, yeah, this was the place I used to always go to. I don't know if they still have the same people running it because it's past to be about, what, 5 or 6 years since I've been to the store, but this was a pretty cool little store that from time to time you can find some pretty good deals on some very valuable kits. So I do recommend checking out Burbank's House of Hobbies. But anyways, that's all I really want to talk about. So hopefully you can find some good deals this Cyber Monday. And like I said before, not every website that I covered is going to have Cyber Monday deals, but I wanted to make sure to give you some places and some sources. So if you're looking for something specifically, check out those websites and maybe you can find a good deal on something that you may like. Here we are, the last events that I'm going to talk about for the end of the year. I'm mad that I had to do this last minute, but we're going to go ahead and start with my California bias, and then we'll see the 3 states that we're going to choose at the end of the year. But as you see, coming up in December 20th and 21st is Los Angeles Collecticon. I think I've been there once. I can't remember. But yeah, if you want to check that out, it's at the Los Angeles Convention Center. Here's the days and the times. All right, let's check out the tickets. Hooray. Oof. I probably won't be able to go, but here's the prices. SAC Gamers Expo, the same day, 20th and 21st. There's the address if you're looking on screen. And here's the prices right here. It's not that bad. If you want to go ahead and check out 2 events in California, these are the only 2 that I can find, so check these out. Now let's go ahead and talk about the last 3 states I'm going to cover. Indiana. So out of all the 3 that I mentioned, only one state had events, but it didn't have any location in a convenient place. So we're skipping those 3 and we'll try to re-roll one more time, see if we can get some better results. Okay, these 3 don't have anything going on, so we'll try one more time. Ohio. Okay, we finally got a winner and a location where the address are conveniently placed so you know exactly where to go. So let's start off in Tennessee. So right here, this looks like this is the address. Here's the prices. As you see, VIP is sold out. And here's everything. So make sure to check this one out if you're in Tennessee. Now we're checking out GalaxyCon. Which right here, here's the address and all the times. If you want to check it out. And here's the prices. And here's the prices. Whew. VIP, Deluxe. Here's your passes. Alright, there you go if you want to check that con out. Next one is Monoling Valley Comic Con, December 13th in Youngstown, Ohio. Alright, so here's the prices. And the last convention is Huntsville Anime Fest, which is Sunday, December 14th. You can see the address right here. It's all right there. Let's go ahead and check out the tickets. So here's all the pricing if you want to check it out. All right, and yeah, and that's it. That's all the events that I'm going to talk about for the end of this year. I want to apologize for the states that I missed out on this year. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and check out the next topic. So this is it for UnKnown Updates. This is the last video I'm going to do like this. Now, just so you know, this content is not going anywhere. Some of the stuff is going to go into different videos. I also wanted to correct some things I said at the beginning because I did that raw. First thing, I realized at the beginning I put a lot of emphasis on illness. Just so you know, it wasn't just an illness that created issues. So there's a lot more going on. I just want to make that clear. The other thing that I want to say, because I was trying to think of the word, but I got it now, is the reason why I say that this is a gateway series is because this was also made to promote self-discovery. That's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think about it when I was first recording this video, but I wanted to make sure to get that word out. Also, when it comes to the conventions, I don't just promote those just so you can meet people, but it's also, I believe that if you're into the things I talk about on this channel, I just think that you'll find enjoyment at some of these conventions like I did when I used to go out and go to all these conventions. So that's the reason why I said that. I mean, this is just more of an add-on just to clarify that. I don't want to just make it be like, whoa, if you do this, go meet people. No, it's also, I believe that some of these shows, I think you'll find some things that you may be into. And I think that's just a good way to kind of get you out the house and give you something to do outside of, I know a couple of people that just stay indoors all day. This just gives you a reason to go out and do something that you may like to do. And the last 2 points I want to clarify is about keeping the series going, which yes, this was the plan, but understand the big reason for that. Also, that I wanted to mention, it was also for myself, but also so the information's out there. And that's the point. That's why I said, even if it doesn't get a lot of views, the point was more for me, and also just so there's a record of the information being out there. And plus, this was a pet project of mine that I actually enjoyed. And so the plan was to always keep this going. But at the same time, when I think about it, it's kind of a little hypocritical what I said, because yes, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely wanted views on this series. And the thing with me and just how I am with projects like these, I probably would have kept going and kept retooling until, I hit the right spot. But the thing is, at this point, it's not even hitting my standards because I'm not putting in the effort that I normally would put into a video project like this. So, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this, this was a lot of work, but not much work. I know it's kind of hard to explain that, but there's a lot that goes into doing this series, but there's also not as much as when I actually, would go out and do like a video project. It's weird to say, but there's a lot to this, and there's not much to this, but still, the one thing that matters the most is the effort I put in. And again, if I'm not happy with this series, then I doubt y'all will be. I'll be shocked, but nah, I cannot continue this on if it's not meeting the standards that I believe that this should have been. So again, this is the last one I'm doing. So I just wanted to go ahead and, make a few corrections on what I said and some clarification just in case there's some confusion. And yes, just because I said I would keep the series going, I do want this series to succeed. Don't get it twisted. I want this to be a place, originally that you will come and you will get some of the news or information, or like I said, introduce you to different things. And the number one hope was, like I said, for this to be a gateway and start a self-discovery journey. And that's really that's one of the core reasons why I made this series. That's one of them. But at this point though, like I said, I'm putting this series on hiatus. This was the last one that I'm doing because I can't just keep doing it like this. So yeah, so once again, if you went ahead and watched this entire video, I want to thank y'all. And once again, there are more videos coming out. Don't worry, like I said, January, I'm working on a lot of videos, so you're probably gonna have a big dump of videos. Although I heard I should be doing it in December, which I have some videos planned in December, but January is really the one that I really do a big content dump. So like I think I said at the beginning, but I'll say right here, make sure to come back. Again, I will have some videos coming out in December, but particularly come back January 1st, because January 1st, I will be releasing basically my channel update. I forgot what I call it, but basically my channel update. That's going to be coming out in January, and that's where I'm going to talk about, which I do every January, about the plans for the channels, what my hopes are throughout the year, what we're trying to, where I'm trying to go, what I'm trying to achieve, talk about some of the things that I said that I missed out on. All that's going to be covered in that video. So make sure to come back January 1st, where you're going to get an entire, you know, YouTube channel update. I think that's what I call it. I'll go back and see what the title is, but yeah. So that's going to come out in January, and then after that, you're going to get a big, huge content dump of just basically it's going to be like top 10 lists, account overviews. I do it basically every year, and also I have some things I'm working on that I'm going to talk about in that video too. So with that being said, even though this series is going on hiatus, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm definitely going to come back. But, you know, I just think that it's just better if I just, you know, if I can't get it up to my standards, then it's time to kind of set it aside. I've done this series long enough. But I definitely don't get it twisted, especially when, I mean, things are starting to get back in order, but definitely I definitely plan on bringing this series back in the future. So is it going to have the same name, the same title? I don't know. But again, if you made it this far, I want to thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Like, this is also, I guess, my little life update. So, you know, so I'm using this video also to give you my little life update about what's just been going on in my life. But anyways, with that being said, this is basically the hiatus. And yeah, there's a lot more I need to tell you. And again, most of the stuff I want to tell you that only pertains to the channel will be in that video. But yeah, I'm using this video not only to do the last UnKnown updates, but to give you also a life update too, and just to tell you what's been going on with me, and to tell you that you know I'm planning on things getting better, and I'm planning on making a lot of improvements to the channel. At least I hope. So with that being said, I want to thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And again, like I said, I'm still making videos. This channel's not done. So if this is your first time, like I said earlier, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And for y'all who are already subscribed, stick around, because again, I have way bigger plans. And I think once I start hitting certain milestones, I think you're gonna like some of the changes and advancements that's gonna come to this channel. So once again, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you are, yeah, stick around, give me some time. You know, like I said, I had a lot going on this year, but hopefully next year we'll wind up in a way better place, in a better position, and trust me, next year's gonna be something to look forward to, because I know I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, thank y'all, appreciate y'all, and have a good one. Question: do you love the Gundam shorts that I create on this channel? Do you love my monthly live builds? Because I love producing that content. But if you're looking on screen, what you see there is my display case, and I'm severely running out of room. And here's the thing, once I'm out of room, I will no longer be able to create Gundam shorts on this channel. But there is a chance to save them, and I thought I'll go ahead and give us a goal. If you're looking on screen, these are the typical views that I get on my Gundam shorts. And looking at the smallest number, if we can convert these 877 viewers into subscribers, we could possibly save Gundam shorts on this channel. So if you love my Gundam shorts and you love my Gundam monthly live streams, then do me a favor, hit that subscribe button so we could save the Gundam shorts on this channel.